For the latest on the situation in Christchurch, I'm joined on the phone by ABC reporter Emma Pollard, who is in central Christchurch. Emma, can you just explain for us where you are right now, what the scene is like?
At the moment, I'm just walking down a street into the central CBD. We haven't actually been able to get in here all morning, but we've found a police officer who's escorting myself and my partner in to where some media are assembled. My partner's a doctor, so he's coming along to hopefully go out on the road and help if he can. Everywhere around me, there are buildings that have been destroyed or partially destroyed, especially the old ones. There's just rubble everywhere. We're walking over a bridge at the moment, and part of the road has been buckled and forced up. Underneath us is the Avon River, which is flowing pretty quickly, and it's quite high because of liquefaction, which is a phenomenon where water is forced up out of the ground into the streets and waterways.
And has the river then been muddied by this earthquake? There must be a lot of discoloration.
There is. It's a colour that I haven't seen before. It's not like a flood. It's grey. It's a sort of grey, bluey, powdery colour. And it's all over the streets as well. There's mud. Just back where I was, a bit further, there was a car where the mud, it's sunken into the mud. So it's quite amazing, and we know that the basements of some buildings were flooded as well.
How safe is it to get around the city?
Well, this part of the city is effectively a ghost town except for emergency services. I'm sort of amazed that they're escorting us. We're quite lucky, I think. We're walking down the middle of roads so that we're well away from any buildings that are unstable, because the concern is that there have been aftershocks and they could be dangerous.
Emma, of course, you were in the centre of the city yesterday when the quake hit. Can you talk us through what you experienced in those moments as you realised that something was happening?
It was a force that I have never felt before. I've never been in an earthquake. It was incredibly strong. I struggled to stay on my feet, but to tell you the truth, I didn't realise the true extent of it until sometime later. I've never been in an earthquake before. I couldn't tell, if that was a 4 or a 7. It was sort of only after we came out and saw all of the damage and realised that there were people stuck in buildings that we understood the true magnitude of what's happened here.
And it must have been difficult to believe what you were seeing with your own eyes.
It was. I've just spent 3 months reporting on disasters in Queensland, and to have this happen was truly amazing. I can't believe it has happened. But we're just trying to help out where we can and just feeling incredibly lucky.
Yeah, what are the immediate problems facing the quake survivors and the emergency workers who are there to assist them and to search for survivors?
Well, I guess there's just the obvious problems of the challenges of sorting through it all and trying to make sure emergency workers are safe. Then there's the logistical problems of tourists and people who live in the CBD who are in emergency centres who are trying to get out. So it's all of those things that you would expect, but things do seem to be fairly organised. I just walked through the emergency department of the hospital and it was very busy but quiet and calm. There's still trauma cases arriving, but the main rush was last night, and it's evened out a bit. So it seems like efforts are coping well.
I'd imagine everyone there must have a story about how they fared during the quake and during its aftermath. What sort of stories have you been hearing?
There's so many stories of people who had near misses, and I guess those are the good ones. People who decided to pop out for food and then the apartment building collapsed around them. Other people who decided not to go to one tourist spot over another and it collapsed. So we've been hearing that. One of the most amazing things I saw was on television, a man who got in touch with his wife who was on the phone trapped in a building, and he got through to her on his mobile phone. So all of those kinds of stories will come out, I'm sure, over the next days and weeks.
And what must be very distressing for many people is their inability to contact their friends and loved ones who are still listed as missing.
Of course, and authorities are doing their best to track people down and make sure they're registered so that everyone can get in touch. But it does take time, especially when my mobile phone keeps going flat, so it's hard to keep your phone charged and stay in touch with people. So all of those challenges are happening every day.
Yeah, there must be huge logistical problems facing everyone.
Yes.
Okay, Emma Pollard, stay safe. Thanks very much for bringing us up to date on what's happening there.
You're welcome. Thank you.